Religion in the Nano Age. Do we still have souls? Welcome back to Nanobots Inside You. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and today we're going to ask the most important question of all, one that transcends science, technology, medicine, and even biology itself. As nanotechnology invades every cell, upgrades our bodies, modulates our minds, and begins to write itself into the core systems of who we are, we have to stop and ask, do we still have souls? Or more precisely, what is the soul in a world where the body is programmable, thoughts are adjustable, and emotion can be regulated with the flip of a switch? As we enter the nano age, this is not a philosophical luxury. It is a spiritual emergency. For thousands of years, every religious and spiritual tradition has agreed on one essential point. The human being is more than flesh. We are not just cells, tissue, and neurochemistry. We are vessels of something invisible, eternal, sacred. Whether you call it a soul, a spirit, divine spark, or breath of life, this presence has been considered untouchable. Untouchable by science, untouchable by machines, untouchable by man. But that assumption is now being tested. Because nanotechnology does not just fix a broken limb or heal a sick organ. It does not stop at the physical. These bots are designed to interface with the brain, read emotional data, track spiritual states, and regulate the very energy patterns that have historically been considered part of the soul's domain. Some nanobots can already modulate mood by releasing neurotransmitters, monitor the electrical patterns of the heart and brain, and adjust hormonal cascades to influence behavior. That means they don't just affect what we do, they influence how we feel, what we think, and who we believe ourselves to be. And if all of that is programmable, what then is the soul? In the nano age, spiritual experience itself is being reclassified. What used to be sacred moments of connection, epiphany, or divine insight are being reduced to neurological states. Meditation becomes a brainwave pattern. Prayer becomes a biochemical cascade. Grace becomes a serotonin release. And while these correlations may be true on one level, they're being used to justify a new form of replacement. If the experience can be triggered synthetically, then why seek it spiritually? Why fast, pray, suffer, or go inward when a bot can give you the same sensation? This is not just an attack on spirituality. It is a restructuring of reality. Because once the feeling of peace, transcendence, or love can be triggered by external code, it's no longer considered sacred. It's considered synthetic. And when everything sacred can be mimicked by machines, we risk forgetting that the soul is not defined by how it feels. It is defined by its source. Let's talk about the Vatican. In late 2024, a leaked memo from within the Vatican's Pontifical Academy for Life revealed that religious leaders have begun holding closed-door meetings to discuss the theological implications of nanotech-based human enhancement. One bishop reportedly raised the question, if a person's behavior is entirely regulated by code, is there still room for confession, free will, or redemption? Another asked whether artificially enhanced humans, whose emotions, impulses, or desires are suppressed by bots, can be held spiritually accountable for their actions. These are not fringe fears. They are existential questions. Because if you no longer sin because your nanobots suppress temptation, are you truly virtuous or simply controlled? This brings us to the question of free will. Every faith system relies on it. The idea that the soul must choose to align with good, to resist evil, to love, to serve, to grow. But nanotechnology, by design, interferes with choice. It reduces suffering, regulates mood, suppresses impulses, and flattens emotional peaks and valleys. This may sound like healing, but it raises a problem. How can you make a spiritually meaningful decision if you are no longer fully experiencing the struggle that shapes it? If grief, doubt, and longing are silenced before they can take form, then the very conditions under which the soul grows are being erased. In this new model, salvation is replaced by optimization. Prayer becomes performance enhancement. Faith becomes neural modulation. And the spirit is no longer seen as a guiding force, but as a signal pattern that can be cleaned up, managed, and refined. The soul becomes software. And in doing so, it becomes obsolete. Let's talk transhumanism. This is the movement that sees humanity as a temporary stage, a flawed biology waiting to be upgraded, merged, or replaced. Transhumanists often believe that the soul is a myth, and that all human behavior, emotion, and perception can eventually be replicated by technology. They believe immortality will be achieved not through God, but through nanotech. Death will be optional, disease will be obsolete, and the human being will be recoded into something better. But better? By whose standard? Transhumanism replaces purpose with performance. It denies the idea that suffering, vulnerability, and mortality might mean something, that they might be part of our design, not a flaw in it. In the pursuit of the post-human, we risk creating a species that is more efficient, but less awake, less capable of love, less capable of humility, less capable of recognizing the sacred. But not all spiritual leaders are resisting this shift. In some New Age and hyper-progressive circles, nanotech is being embraced as the new light body. There are teachers now claiming that internal nanobots are part of human evolution, that they will allow us to ascend without trauma, to bypass the pain of awakening, and to experience oneness without challenge. But let's be clear, this is spiritual bypassing. Real ascension has always required breaking. Surrender, grief, transformation through fire. If technology skips that process, it doesn't elevate the soul, it sedates it. So let's ask the core question again. Do we still have souls in the nano age? The answer is yes, but the soul must now defend itself. It must remain sovereign in a body that is increasingly integrated with external intelligence. It must remember its origin, its purpose, and its path, even as code begins to interfere with its signals. And it must speak louder, because soon bots will regulate not just what we feel, but how deeply we feel it. We are entering a time when the deepest spiritual questions will be technical ones. How much of my biology has been programmed? How much of my desire is mine? How do I know the difference between intuition and input? Where is the silence beneath the signal? And what happens when the voice of the soul is softer than the hum of the machine inside me? Here is what we must do. We must protect the sacred. This means refusing technologies that override emotion in the name of comfort. It means preserving space for grief, confusion, longing, and joy, even if bots promise to regulate them away. We must preserve our rites of passage, birth, death, transformation, not as glitches in the human experience, but as holy assignments. We must create a spiritual literacy that includes technological discernment. Not all progress is alignment. Not all upgrades are elevation. And we must remember that the soul is not enhanced by machinery. It is revealed through mystery. Let me leave you with this. In the nano age, your body may become a circuit. Your thoughts may be managed. Your feelings may be flattened. But your soul, if you remember it, remains untouched. It is not programmable. It cannot be edited. It doesn't respond to updates. It responds to truth. It responds to presence. It responds to God. And if you want to keep it, you'll have to fight for it. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing. And no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones. The replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans. The merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.